Welcome. Today we'll learn about communication. Let me give you some important tips to make your communication effective. Communication happens two ways. One is verbal, that is speaking and writing. Other one is non-verbal. You can observe I'm using a lot of hand gestures, right? My posture is straight. I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking into my camera, but I'm looking at you right now, right? It seems like it. Yeah, so that is non-verbal, where you use your hand gesture, your posture, your facial expressions, and then your eye contact. That is body language, and that shows your confidence. So non-verbal is body language and confidence. That is again a huge part of communication. Now, when I talk about communication, I would like to clarify that communication is not equal to English. Communication is expressing the right emotions using right words in every language. So in this chapter, first of all, welcome again. So in this chapter, today I'll tell you some amazing tips and tricks that you have to follow on this whole journey to improve your communication. Alright? So the first and foremost thing that I would like to talk about is active listening. Now you might be thinking that this is communication class, right? Why are we talking about listening? Let me tell you. Now think of it this way. Maybe right now you're not listening to me and you're busy somewhere like watching TV or maybe scrolling reels, right? Yeah, you are not busy, you are listening to me, but just think of this scenario. But at the end of the video or at the end of this class, if I ask you a question, how are you going to answer that question to me properly, or how are you going to ask an effective question if you were not even listening to me properly, right? So that is why effective listening or active listening is what we call is the most important aspect of having any communication with someone. If you want to communicate with me right now, you have to listen. If I want to communicate with you right now, I have to listen to you effectively. Okay, so that is the first and foremost thing that you have to work on. How we work on active listening, don't worry, I'll help you out in further chapters. All right. Now the second point that I feel is very important is whenever we are having a communication, sometimes we try to wander from here and there, right? We try to use a lot of filler words. We try to talk about one point, then wander to the second point, and a lot is missing in between. So what I mean to say is that communication has to be clear and to the point. Like, if I want to invite you to a party, I cannot say that, hey, do you like parties? What do you like about parties? Oh, when did you go to party last time? Instead, I can just easily say that, hey, let's go to a party today, or I would like to invite you to a party, right? So yes, the communication or effective communication has to be clear and to the point. Now, I told you that non-verbal communication, that is body language, is very important. So the third point is that proper use of body language makes your language or makes your communication effective. Now you're sitting in front of me, or I am introducing you to myself, and I'm like, my name is Hina, I am this, I'm that, or I introduce you to myself like, hi, my name is Hina Kumari. Which one do you think is better? I think second, right? Yes, because proper use of expressions happened. Proper use of body language and posture happened. In the first sentence, I was like this, and in the second, I was like this, right? And that changes the game for you. You look more confident. And that I would like to say, my next point is confidence. Now, I know confidence takes time to build up. Don't worry, we'll work on it together. I will help you out how to improve your confidence. I'll give you a lot of tips and tricks on that. But when it comes to confidence, your body language works on it. We say fake it till you make it. That actually works. Maybe you're nervous from inside, but when you show everything from your body language, you smile, you use your hands, you have a straight posture, you will look confident even if you are not. All right. Now the next point that is very, very important is intonation. What is intonation? Intonation is tone. Now, if I start teaching you like this, that, hey, intonation is very important. You have to work on your intonation. Does it sound well? No, it does not, right? But intonation has to be very polite and according to what you are saying, right? So intonation is your tone, your pitch, your voice, how it sets a tone properly. If your tone is not right, a lot of words, a lot of times, in fact many a times, you may sound or you may come off as rude even if you're not. So intonation is very, very important, right? And then if you're having a communication, I told you that communication is two-way, right? So you have to answer the questions and you have to ask questions. By the end of this chapter or this lesson, if you have questions and if you ask a lot of questions, that means, and I will answer the questions, we'll have some communication going on there. Right now I'm speaking and you're listening, right? So asking questions and answering questions is again very important part of communication. You meet a friend, you're like, what is your name? Hi, how are you? And then your friend may say, hi, I'm good. And if your friend is not asking how are you, then that communication may end there, then and there, right? But I ask you, hi, how are you? And you also ask me, hi, I'm good, how are you? And then the communication keeps on going. That is what answer and question makes difference, okay? Now communication is two-way. This is what you have to remember always. So whenever you're practicing your communication, give feedback to others, receive feedback from others. Ask your friends, ask me, your family members, ask for different feedbacks that how am I doing? How is my intonation? How is my body language? Because we can't judge ourselves completely, right? Yes. Now one more important part, and the next point is avoiding distractions. All the time we have phone with us right now, music, social media, and books and a lot of things like we watch TV, watch movies. So distraction is everywhere. Right now if I get a call, I may get distracted, right? So yes, we get distractions, but we have to avoid distractions when we are having a conversation. Think of it this way. We both are having coffee and suddenly I start scrolling my phone and I'm like, I'm messaging and I'm listening to you, and I'm messaging and I'm listening to you. Do you think I'll be properly answering your questions? No, right? So avoiding distractions make your language very, very effective. Especially when we are sitting with other people, we should avoid all the extra distractions and our focus should be there on the communication and the conversation going on. Now, the next part that is very important is storytelling. Let's say I'm wearing this piece and you like it, and you ask me that, hey, it's an amazing piece that you're wearing, it's beautiful. I may say thank you and we can go in our own directions. But if I say that thank you so much, it was gifted to me by my sister, that changes something, right? So I told you a story that was not very personal, but I told you a story that was an example. That is how storytelling works. That enhances our communication skills. So whenever you're talking to someone, start or try to effectively answer questions or talk whole communication, whole conversations with a little bit pinch of storytelling. All right, give examples from your life. Oh, you love traveling. Okay, I went there last time, it was not that good, or it was an amazing travel journey that I have in my mind. So that way you change things by giving examples from your life. Okay, yes. Now it may sound different, but the next point is empathy. Empathy is something that we can feel each other's pain. We can feel each other as like the pain is in our own shoes, that we can feel everything the person is feeling. That is empathy. It is a bit different from sympathy. Empathy is important because you can show emotions in your conversation when you have empathy, right? Yes. Now in the end, I would like to say that grab every opportunity to communicate. Today you go to a store and you are asking to your store owner about some products and everything. Start naming those products in English. Instead of saying everything in your native language or Hindi, start saying small things in English. So that way you will be able to grab every opportunity to communicate. All right, that is very, very important. Be very calm and polite while speaking. There is no rush. We can take our time. Take your time. Be mindful of what you're speaking. You must know what you're talking about so that you don't say anything wrong or anything offensive, right? So in next chapter, we will know a lot of things about English. So take care, guys.